We all start the shopping process, any shopping process, with a budget in mind. The practical consideration is, of course, what can I afford? This is kind of the upper limit that we all have absolutely no intention of ever coming close to. It's our concepts of what cheap, average, and expensive is, though, that ultimately guides our research and shopping process the most, all of which sit probably well below what that absolute limit of affordability is. The greatest disservice you can do for yourself as a customer is digging into these preconceived notions before you've researched the market. So before you begin your research, here's a list of considerations I'd suggest thinking about and deciding on if possible that's going to help you quickly land on the right piano category for you and your needs. Firstly, skill level. Your skill level is a crucial factor in choosing a piano. If you're a young beginner, you probably don't need a high-end model with a lot of advanced features. If you're an adult beginner, you may want to treat yourself to a nicer piano so you feel inspired to continue. If you're an advanced player, is this for a student or are you an established professional? An advanced student may gravitate towards factory-produced acoustics at a high level, whereas a professional may require or appreciate a handmade instrument or, say, top-level digital. Next, why are you buying the piano? If you're buying it for a child who's just starting to learn, probably a simple, affordable model might be the best choice. If you're an aspiring professional musician, you might need a high-quality instrument that can handle complex pieces and perform well in a variety of settings. If you're buying a piano for casual home use, you probably want to balance out aesthetic considerations, budget, and longevity. Whereas if you're an institutional buyer, durability and performance are likely to be at the top of your priority list. Next, the space you have for the instrument. The size of a piano is another really big consideration. Grand pianos, for example, can be gorgeous and they offer excellent sound quality, but they also require a lot of space. Upright pianos are more compact and they can fit into smaller spaces, while digital pianos and keyboards are generally the most space efficient. Consider the space you have available in your home or studio or business before deciding on the type of piano to buy. Next, and this is a really important one, sound quality. Different pianos produce different sound qualities. Acoustic pianos, including grand and uprights, typically offer the richest and most natural sound, and even within that category, you obviously have a gradient between entry-level and professional. However, many digital pianos now offer excellent sound quality as well, with some even capable of replicating the sound of an acoustic piano quite accurately. Consider what sound quality you're looking for in a piano. An important distinction here is your level of playing isn't necessarily linked to the sound quality you're going to appreciate the most. Adults generally have much more developed and nuanced senses, whether it's taste or hearing, and may appreciate a really high-level instrument, even if they themselves are not yet a high-level player. Whereas students often won't be able to hear as many of those nuances, and it may not be as big a consideration. And finally, features. Depending on your needs, you might require certain types of features in a piano. For example, an arranger function or a sequencer function, or the ability to play hundreds of different sounds over the course of a single performance. If you live in a small apartment or say you share a home with others, you may want a feature that allows you to play the piano silently. Digitals, that's of course easy, but acoustics, there's now capabilities that allow you to essentially plug in headphones and silence the instrument. Generally, I always recommend people figure out the basics first, which is the action that you need, the sound quality, as well as the speaker power if we're talking about digitals. In acoustics, of course, you'd be talking about size and volume capacity, as well as the quality of the action and the tone, before ever considering any other types of features. So those are some of the more important considerations that you probably should give some thought to before you ever start researching instruments. Now that you've done so, you can start to establish the price range of products that deliver on all those various needs. I suggest trying to identify at least 3 to 4 models from a variety of brands that check all those boxes, and you'll likely see that several of them overlap in price. This is likely the general price range that you're going to be interacting with and should probably spend the majority of your time researching. Now, when it comes to brands, there are numerous options available, each with their own unique features and price points. For acoustic pianos, mainstream trusted brands include Kawai, Yamaha, Pearl River, Hailoon, Seiler, Rittmuller, Boston, although that's hardly an extensive list. Of course, when you get into the luxury side of things, there are dozens and dozens of boutique builders throughout Europe and Asia. For digital pianos, Roland, Yamaha, Kawai, Casio, and Korg have wide offerings designed for both professionals and beginners alike. In terms of price range, for a beginner digital piano, you can expect to pay $500 to $1,500. For mid-ranges, this extends from about $1,500 to $5,000, and for high-level digital hybrids, the price range can stretch up to $15,000 or even above. For an upright piano, you're generally looking at about $5,000 to $10,000 for something in the beginner range, $10,000 to $20,000 for something in a high quality but still factory produced range, and $20,000 to $70,000 or $80,000 once you get into handmade or European crafted instruments. For grand pianos, those ranges are about $10,000 to $20,000 for something in the entry level, $20,000 to $40,000 for something considered high quality but still factory made in a mid-range, and $40,000 up to as high as $200,000 or $300,000 once you get into luxury or performance grand pianos. Here's a few additional tips to help you stick to a budget. First, there's always the consideration of buying used or pre-owned. It's one of the best ways to save money, especially if you can access a used instrument through a trusted retailer or a friend or relative who you have history with and you know has taken care of the instrument. Many of these used pianos are in excellent condition and can offer the same quality as a new one at a fraction of the cost. An additional consideration is what the after-sale costs are going to be. Remember, the cost of a piano isn't just the purchase price. Consider additional costs like delivery, tuning, maintenance, and potential repairs. These can add up over the years, although they are still usually fairly small in comparison to the original purchase price. And finally, you may hear this all the time, but I really think it's important to mention, invest in quality. Whatever budget you happen to be considering, do not discount the value of purchasing something that's slightly better than what you need for today. Cheap, low-quality pianos may wind up costing more, not just in terms of the repairs and poor performance, but also their ability to keep you inspired and energized with playing piano and learning. So in conclusion, buying a piano on a budget is more than just finding an affordable instrument. It's about finding the right balance between spend, inspiration, and meeting your needs. Remember, the piano you choose will be your partner in creating music for many, many years. My name is Stu Harrison. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Merriam Pianos on YouTube. If you found this helpful or enjoyable, please consider hitting the subscribe and notification bell, and hopefully we'll see you back again for more videos soon.